Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here. Remember to subscribe for the latest videos. Today, we're diving into a story that blends the heat of global politics with a dramatic twist of diplomacy that has captivated the world stage. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's highly scrutinized visit to Washington, D.C., and her private discussions with former U.S. President Donald Trump. It's a narrative filled with ambition, secrecy, history, and the raw emotional undercurrents of two powerful figures navigating a complex global reality. As Giorgia Meloni landed on U.S. soil, the air was thick with speculation. This wasn't just a diplomatic courtesy call. It was something more profound. With the political dynamics between Europe and America shifting, Meloni's visit was viewed as a strategic move that could realign allegiances and redefine Italy's role on the world stage. But what made this visit truly electrifying was the revelation that a key part of her trip included a private, behind-closed-doors meeting with Donald Trump, a figure who continues to cast a long shadow over global politics. The setting was Washington, but the story felt global. Cameras clicked, security tightened, and yet details remained scarce. Why would Meloni, a sitting prime minister, engage so closely with a former US president rather than exclusively with current leadership? That's where the emotion and drama began to swell. Giorgia Meloni, known for her nationalist views and iron-willed leadership, has often spoken of restoring traditional values and reviving national pride. Her ideology shares striking similarities with Trump's political ethos. America first versus Italy first. For many observers, this meeting was more than symbolic. It was an alignment of minds, a convergence of political doctrines, and perhaps even a forecast of future collaborations. According to insiders, the meeting between Meloni and Trump was anything but casual. Sources suggest they discussed everything, from the upcoming US elections to the future of NATO and the refugee crisis plaguing southern Europe. For Meloni, this was an opportunity to garner support from a political titan who, despite being out of office, still commands unwavering loyalty from millions. For Trump, this was a moment to showcase his enduring influence on the world stage and potentially gain a European ally who echoes his sentiments in a continent often skeptical of him. But not everyone in Italy was thrilled. Critics back home were quick to raise eyebrows. Opposition leaders condemned Meloni's choice to prioritize a meeting with Trump over broader multilateral engagements. She's playing with fire, one Italian senator said, engaging with a figure as controversial as Trump sends a confusing message to our allies and the Italian people. Others argued that the visit could alienate Italy from the European Union's core leadership, which largely opposes Trump's worldview. Still, Meloni remained unfazed. With her characteristic poise and confidence, she addressed the press with vague yet pointed remarks. Italy must have open dialogues with influential leaders across the globe. My mission is to secure Italy's interests, wherever those conversations may occur. Her statement was a masterclass in political maneuvering, neither confirming nor denying the deep political implications, but subtly asserting her autonomy on the world stage. For those watching closely, the visit also had emotional undertones. Giorgia Meloni's rise to power has been nothing short of remarkable. From being raised in a working-class Roman neighborhood by a single mother to becoming the first female Prime Minister of Italy, her journey has been inspiring. It's no surprise that she sees herself reflected in Trump, a self-made figure who defied the establishment. Their meeting wasn't just political, it was deeply personal, a moment of mutual recognition between two disruptors who thrive on defying expectations. The photo that eventually surfaced of the two smiling mid-handshake said more than any press release could. It wasn't just a diplomatic gesture, it was a statement. And that image spread like wildfire across social media, sparking fierce debate and emotional reactions. Supporters called it a historic alliance, a bold new direction for Italy-US relations. Detractors labeled it reckless, dangerous, and a betrayal of European solidarity. In Italy, the fallout was swift. Television panels exploded with heated discussions. Newspapers published front-page editorials. Social media lit up with hashtags, both praising and criticizing Meloni. And in Washington, the US administration was forced to address questions about whether this meeting had their blessing or came as a surprise. The White House's lukewarm response only added fuel to the fire. Meanwhile, in Rome, Meloni returned with a renewed sense of purpose. Insiders say she is now more determined than ever to carve a unique path for Italy, one that doesn't necessarily follow Brussels' lead or Washington's script. Her meeting with Trump may have been brief, but the emotional and political reverberations are set to last for months, if not years. Behind all the pomp and political intrigue, what truly makes this story resonate is the human emotion at its core. Giorgia Meloni isn't just a political leader. She's a symbol of Italy's evolving identity. Her alliance with Trump, if it blossoms into something more formal, could redefine not only Italy's foreign policy, but its place in the broader ideological tug-of-war shaping our world today. So what happens next? Will Meloni continue to lean into her nationalist instincts and distance Italy from EU-centric policies? Will her relationship with Trump influence Italy's future elections? And more critically, how will the Italian people respond if they feel their leader is aligning too closely with one of the most polarizing figures in modern American history? For now, one thing is clear. Giorgia Meloni's visit to Washington was more than a diplomatic pit stop. It was a seismic moment in international politics, one filled with ambition, emotion, strategy, and high-stakes consequences. Whether you see her as a visionary or a provocateur, she has once again proven that she is a force to be reckoned with. Stay tuned to Daily Gossip as we continue to follow this dramatic story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more emotional, gripping updates from the world of politics and celebrity. We'll be here with every twist and turn, bringing you the stories that matter most, with the intensity and depth you've come to expect. Until next time, keep gossiping, but smartly.